Welcome, everyone. It's a Wednesday. It's hump day. It's time for Hollywood on the Rocks. Today on the show, the 7th episode of The Acolyte is being reviewed by people, and even Grace Randolph does not like this show. And you are welcome to any opinion you would like. You can love the show and you can not like the show. This is how opinions work. My opinion does not invalidate your opinion. You are free to think about the show however you feel. And I feel stupid for having to just mention that fact. We have a ton of news that has just dropped. Alan Ng is waiting in the wings. Where is he? Where is Alan? Let's get the show started. Let's go. So much to wait. What is what? What? Hopefully that wakes up Alan.
I expect longer, and I expect bigger. Longer, bigger. Long, bigger. Bigger. Longer, bigger.
Alan. Hey man, how you doing?
I don't know what I was talking about on that one.
What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Lots to talk about. I'll tell you this. You were on fire on Twitter. Literal fire. I have to share before we say hi to everybody. Hey, we've got a lot to talk about today. Couple things. You were on fire.
Yeah.
I'm going to share. My pal Al is just going nuts talking about the Acolyte here. Look at this. Look, first of all, here we are. You can see that. Do we look like twins?
Yeah. Don't play the music. Don't play the music.
I'm not.
Because we're getting we'll get copyright struck for
all right. You were on fire last night on Twitter. Me, I was getting a lot of heat, and I was getting so much heat. I finally responded with a tweet. I was just so annoyed. I just couldn't freely express my opinion. I said The Acolyte episode 7 might be one of the most amateurish, poorly written episodes of TV ever. There seem to be two sides. Those who don't like a bad TV show. That's me. And those who wish to spew hatred toward those who don't like a bad TV show. And to commemorate, save 15% using offer code Star Wars is Dead at our shop at shop.filmthreat.com. You can see we're celebrating the legacy, Alan. Show off your Film Threat pride here.
We're going to put the fun in funeral.
We'll put the fun in funeral. And another real quick thing I'm very excited about. Godzilla -1 finally is going to come to 4K. We have it here from Matthew Hammond. 4K Godzilla -1 for $55.25 with discount codes at Godzilla.com. You text Godzilla to 866-308-11. Well, just get the text from Godzilla.com. Apply the code Kaiju15 for 15% off. This is what's cool about it. I'll show you the disc set. It's not region 1, it's region free. So if you buy it, it's actually the Japanese version, but it's not tied to a specific region. Here's what it looks like. 4 discs. Okay, you can pre-order it. It comes out in September. It's got -1 minus in 4K, -1 minus color. It's got trailer, all kinds of stuff on it. You see there's special features on it. The bonus disc is only special features, all in Japanese, and you get this amazing collector set. I ordered 2 copies. Did you get your copy, Alan?
Yeah, I need once I get $55, I'll get it.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll still be able to pre-order it, but I wanted to let people know that's happening. That's because so many people have asked about it.
Mm-hmm.
So many people have said, when's it coming out? September. But the Japanese, I'm sure there'll be a different version for the States if you want to hold out for a cheaper one. But for now, I'm getting the Japanese region free 4K Blu-ray. For me, it's already a buy just because of, I love the movie. But I'll probably get the US version later.
Yeah. I may hold out for the US version.
All right, hold off.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say hi to people in the chat here. Alan, let's start from the top. Here we go.
All right. From Eric K for 2. Chris, remember the OSHA is always right.
I see what you did there.
Yes. Solomon Thornton, Acolyte is bad. In other news, water is wet.
It sure is.
Chris G. Byron, let's do this crap.
Super chat here from Chris Byron.
Yes. Oh, okay. Hey, Chris. For $9.99, Lords of Light. Can someone make even one Jedi cool and not a moron, and not die in 2 seconds? So maybe we can possibly want to buy a figure.
Thanks, Chris.
Bruce Lee, Roy Jenkins for 2. House of the Raiders.
Hollywood on the Rocks.
Oh my God. Is unofficial afternooner show.
It is. Thank you, Bruce Leroy Jenkins.
House of the Rocks. From Loppy Loud for $1.99. The Acolyte is a Tijuana back alley dumpster fire.
Tell me about it.
Let's see. A Rudy for 2. So are you guys gonna discuss the Acolyte? Maybe.
Probably. Yeah.
Nick XH, remember for 4 months. My mug arrived.
And so did mine. Remember, go to shop.filmthreat.com. The offer code is Star Wars is dead. I got the mug. I got the shirt. I'm ready for the funeral. Alan, what about you?
Yes, I'm ready. We're going to put the fun in funeral. Did I say
you
that already?
Chose a different color.
Yes. Yes, because I'm going for the classic black for Star Wars.
I like the bright blue. It looks good. I think I like it.
All right. And Big Mar for $1.99. You just got gored.
That's right. Some more comments from the bottom here.
LCM, only one more episode of this dumpster fire of a show. Thank God. I can only imagine what that last episode.
Super chat came in right here.
From Nomi Without You for $1.99. Are you still selling that MacBook, Chris?
First of all, hello, Nomi. Good to hear from you. No, I'm not. It was a hack. I'm so embarrassed by it. And by the way, there were about 50 or 60 people who corresponded with the hacker. About 6 sent money. Oh. And my hope is they all get their money back through their banks or credit card companies. And my apologies to everyone. I'm talking with people, so let me know what happens. I'm I don't know. I'm just really, I would never ask you directly to send me money to me and then give you a different person's name. It was so sus. I read all the comments. It was so suspect. So if I'm saying to give me money, use your credit card on our shop. If there's a problem, hey, chargeback can happen. You can complain, but don't send me money directly. Please do not. Thanks, Nomi. Good to hear from you. Keep going here.
All right. From D. Goodhart. Saw Horizon this past weekend and thought it was terrific. Really looking forward to chapter 2 in August.
Wait, we'll get back to that comment. A couple more comments here.
Pilgrim Media for 2. Do you think the Acolyte folks will fail up?
Yes. Always happens in Hollywood. And one last thing here, a quick reminder.
From Lord Thoth, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, sign up as a member, and join us on Discord and Rumble, and buy our merch.
That's right. Shop.filmthread.com. Star Wars is Dead is the offer code. Now, some breaking news through a source. Alan and I talked to a lot of people in the industry. We talked to a lot of people. And Horizon, whatever you think of Horizon, I think for a lot of people have been very happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Very happy with the film.
Yeah. I mean, if you read the comments of our review of Horizon, the vast majority of it is actually positive. People who have seen it actually like it.
Well, please read. Thank you, D. Goodhart, for being a member. We appreciate that support. Read his comment and we'll get to our news.
Yeah. So saw Horizon this past weekend and thought it was terrific. Really looking forward to chapter 2 in August.
Well, guess what?
What?
Chapter 2 is delayed. It's been pulled off the schedule. The rumor is that the movie is, they're still working on it. It's supposed to open in August, mere weeks away. And
do you want to pull up the article or?
Yeah, pull up the article, but thank you, Alan. If you might share that.
Yeah. So this is from Hollywood Reporter, who got the exclusive. Let me shrink that up a bit. Kevin Costner's period western Horizon, American Saga Chapter 2, won't be riding to theaters on August 16th after all. The film is being pulled from the release calendar after Horizon Chapter 1 bit the dust in its theatrical debut late last month. After numerous discussions, Costner's Territory Pictures and distributor partner New Line made a decision to switch up the ambitious release plan in hopes of allowing more time to grow the audience for the first film, which sports a $100 million price tag. As part of the attempt, Chapter 1 will debut in the home on premium VOD July 16th. Let's see.
Was that August 16th? No,
July 16th.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Chapter 1.
Yes. Let's see. Territory and New Line have decided not to release Chapter 2 on August 16th in order to give audience a great opportunity to discover the full first installment of Horizon over the next coming weeks, including PVOD and Max. So yeah, it looks like they're delaying it so that they can grow the audience for the Chapter 1 more.
Yeah, I thought that back to back. I remember. I don't know if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
When Back to the Future 2, could you scroll that up to a picture or something? Yes. We can talk about it. Back to the Future 2 came out 6 months. So Back to the Future 2 opened in the summer, thick with a cliffhanger, a pretty serious cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. And then Chapter 3, Part 3 of Back to the Future, opened 6 months later in December around the holidays.
Yeah. There was a montage at the end of Chapter 2 also.
Right. There was a montage. I remember sitting there. I saw it. I was there for the first screening. Mm-hmm. I was so excited. Back to the Future 2, had my popcorn, and that ending was like, wait, what? Then you got the trailer in the Old West. All right, cool. 6 months isn't so bad of a wait. Between Star Wars movies, 3 years, but I mean, these movies were a month apart. That's not enough. So I think this is a smart move. And, you know, I have my problems with Part 1, but it was like movie comfort food. I love a Western, and it was all set up, and there wasn't a conclusive, satisfying ending. But what I saw, I like, and I'll be there for chapter 2. Any thoughts, Alan?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I like I said, read the comments. Look, it's anecdotal. I understand that. I think the general feeling is people who watch this movie actually like this movie. And
Yes.
I think if it can grow, if it can get enough viewers to watch chapter 1, it will build that fan base big enough to make chapter 2 successful. And we'll see what happens with 3 and 4 after that.
Yeah. So look, I'll be there. This isn't going to stop me, but that's interesting. Next week it comes out. The first one comes out on VOD.
Yep.
So
and
that's
cool. Come out on Max.
Right. All right. Real quick, couple quick comments.
Yes. From Matthew Hammond for 2. When will Chris start selling headphones?
Hey, Matthew Hammond. I'm not, but look, if I'm doing anything, go to a website where you use your credit card. You are safe. Do not I'm so super embarrassed, and I'm talking to the people who were scammed, and I'm trying to help them whatever I can do. So thanks, Matthew, for the tip on the Kaiju 15. Hey, Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah, member for 23 months. Stalwart member of Film Threat. Film Threat membership has its privileges, Discord, exclusive videos, and more. Be like Mexican Iron Man and become a member today.
Thank you, Mike. Hope to see you soon. A quick comment here about Horizon.
And Horizon, didn't we?
Oh, we already said that.
Yeah. All
right.
That would be the third time I would have read that one.
All right, it's all good. All right, let's pivot.
Yes,
Frank
sir.
Miller, American. What?
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 I didn't say anything.
Alan. Okay. I think we all dodged a bullet with this one. Alan, if you would pull up the article.
Yeah.
Lena Dunham is no longer directing the Polly Pocket movie. First of all, I can't do it my way. So the success of Barbie was huge. So what are they doing? Let's find a new hipster indie director like Greta Gerwig. Who is that? Lena Dunham. And let's take the property of Polly Pocket and make it into a movie. I don't know that you'll capture the same magic. Lena Dunham is really not very mainstream as a filmmaker. I can't imagine what she would have done with it. I'm vaguely aware of what Polly Pocket is. It's a toy for girls. So that's the extent of my knowledge. Alan, can you read the first paragraph or two of it's from Mattel?
Yeah, this is the producers of Barbie, Mattel. Right. They're hoping to lightning strikes twice. Lena Dunham is pulling out of the toy adaptation business post Barbie. The girl's creator was previously tapped to write and direct Polly Pocket based on Mattel's dolls. Lily Collins was rumored to star. However, Dunham confirmed to the New Yorker that the project is no longer moving forward. I'm going to tell you something here that I haven't told anyone. I'm not going to make the Polly Pocket movie. I wrote the script and I was working on it for 3 years. But I remember someone once said to me about Nancy Meyers, the thing that's most amazing about her is the movie she makes, or the movie she would be making with or without a studio, with or without notes. That somehow her taste manages to intersect perfectly with what the world wants. What a fucking gift that is. And Nora Ephron too, who was such a mentor to me, but always said, go be weird. Don't kowtow to anybody. I think Greta Gerwig managed this incredible feat with Barbie, which was to make this thing that was literally candy to so many different kinds of people and was perfectly and divinely Greta. And I felt like unless I can do it that way, I'm not going to do it. I don't think I have that in me.
Well, I don't know. I don't think anyone was looking forward to this, but it shows you when something's hot in Hollywood, they pounce. They pounce and they will go after it. And everything becomes like, what else do we have? Blah, blah. I mean, I'm not surprised by this. I'm surprised she was public about it not happening. And by the way, I would love to do a script read of this movie.
Dunham.
I'm sure it's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, sure it's awful.
Let's be real. Lena Dunham peaked way too early with her first project, Girls. And after that, what do we, what did she followed that up with that was of note? And, I think she's right in the sense of, just do you. Lena Dunham, make your movies and see how that goes. And don't let the studios tell you what to do. Because, look, I guess I'm standing up for Lena at this moment, but studio's going to eat you alive. They have control over this property, and you're going to have very little say in it. In fact, they'll probably fire you at some point. So yeah, just go make your movies, and find your audience, find your voice.
For me, I would love to see her do like a no budget version, like with her and a camera and the dolls, and just make it like she has no money, just have fun with it.
Yeah.
So I would watch that. I would watch that. All right. Yeah. We have more.
I mean, to be honest, she's just unbearable at times. I remember she was doing Hillary campaign appearances, and she'd be lucky if 6 people showed up. It was just that pathetic.
Yeah. All right. We have another news story about Australia. If you would bring that up, Alan.
Chris Gore, how dare you criticize the new woke Hollywood? We activists don't buy tickets because we are broke and miserable and we want everyone to be as negative as we are. Oh, and this goes for you as well, Mr. Ng.
You're really getting it, Alan.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
She does not like you.
We were following each other, and then you had to go and say something, and then she.
Did I ruin it for you? Did I ruin it?
I think so.
All right, bring up this story. This is exciting. Look, wait, before you start.
Okay.
The downfall of Hollywood. No, put up the article. It's fine. The downfall of Hollywood is not something I'm happy about. I have many friends that work in various capacities in Hollywood, from post-production to production work. When the industry is doing well, a lot of my friends are doing well. And when it's not doing well, we need help. I mean, you saw the story we did last week about the mass exodus from Hollywood. I don't think that's going to stop. But here we go here with Australia.
I mean, I'll only add that, like my friends, sometimes you need to let them hit rock bottom before they're able to turn around.
Look, I had a friend, I won't say their name, used to work on Attack of the Show. Probably one of the best producers there. That this was just a good guy to hang out with, legit nerd. I'm not going to say their name. Who worked for G4, producer, very passionate about nerd stuff. Really hard worker, was great to work with, who went to culinary school to pivot in his career because of how bad it is out there, that even an experienced, talented producer cannot get work. So let's take a look at this. Maybe this is good news.
Yeah, so Australia juices Hollywood blockbuster movie incentives. Australia has juiced its tax incentives for foreign, mostly Hollywood movies and television series that shoot locally. The federal government has passed legislation to boost the 16.5% location to 30%. The near doubling of the location offset will apply to local Australian movies, but with a catch. Producers must have a budget of at least 20 million Australian, that's 13.3 million, for production, or 1.5 million, 1 million US per hour for a television series. That means mostly foreign and especially Hollywood productions will benefit from the increased location offset for blockbuster projects as Australia looks to be more competitive with rival international jurisdictions and draw more projects and employment to its shores. This is fantastic news for the industry. The 30% location offset will provide certainty for international productions, supporting a stable pipeline of work for thousands of Australian screen workers and businesses, and triggering investment into new industry capacity and capabilities. Kate Marks, CEO of Ausfilm, in a statement on Thursday.
But this is not good news for people in, LA.
The below the line workers in LA.
Below the line workers, or I gotta say Atlanta, which is where Marvel was shooting a lot of their films, and they may not be going forward. So
the recent examples have been Anyone But You, starring Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. The Fall Guy was shot in Australia. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and of course the Mad Max series.
I mean, it'll be good for productions going forward. Let's see if Marvel pounces on this.
Well, Lucasfilm was in Australia for. In fact, I believe that's where the prequels were shot, in Australia.
Yeah. Well, no, the episode 2 and 3 were shot in Australia.
Yeah,
so,
I know they built a studio. If I'm not.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They did. Even it's so funny. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, was shot in Australia, all on green screen.
Mm-hmm, that's right.
And it's because George Lucas is not a member of the DGA. He would have to become a member of the DGA in order to shoot in America.
Well, let's also be real that George Lucas was revolutionizing film with the prequels.
True.
Yeah, the first episode was the creation of fully CG characters. The second movie was the first feature film ever shot digitally. And then the third movie, as you say, was all shot on green screen.
By the way,
not even needing
episode 2 used a 2K camera.
Mm-hmm.
I used the exact same camera to make my film in 2005, my big fat independent movie. You can get, I just say this because I've been working on a Blu-ray of it. It's coming out on Blu-ray and digital later this year. I'm so stoked. I got the check disc, and we use the exact same camera. The problem is it's only 2K. So episode 2 is 2K. It's not, you can AI upres it, I guess, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, Yep, there you go. All right.
So you're going to re-release my big fat independent film to boost your Rotten Tomato score? Is that the...
Oh, it's low, but I'll say this. The Rotten Tomato score for it is more than the Acolyte. Look it up right now. Look up my big fat independent movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Look it up.
I'm done.
I'll do a quick plug. You can get my DVD. You can use the offer code Star Wars is Dead for 15% off. Go to shop.filmthreat.com.
Okay, it's up.
There you go. But yeah, my big fat will be available. Go ahead, share screen here, Alan.
Whoops. There you go. 23%, but it has a higher audience score.
32% audience score, 23% tomato meter with 13 reviews.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a dumb comedy with fart jokes and toilet humor, and it's coming out on Blu-ray. I'll say this. The Blu-ray is better than the movie. There are so many extras. So it will be out in later. You'll have plenty of notice. And I'm not going to say any more than that. All right. It's time to pivot.
I mentioned I ran into one of the actors recently.
Who?
Oh, I forgot his name, but his daughter starred in Hey God, It's Me, Margaret.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. A quick pivot here.
May the menstrual cycle be with you always.
Here we are. let's get into our Acolyte coverage. Why the term Jedi is problematic. This is an article from scientificamerican.com. Oh, all the links to all of our news stories, including this one, are in the description for this episode. And very interesting article. Alan, if you would put that up, and I'll just read the title. Why the term Jedi is problematic for describing programs that promote justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. They're meant to be heroes within the Star Wars universe, but the Jedi are inappropriate symbols for justice work. Alan, if you would.
All right. The acronym JEDI has been a popular term for branding academic committees and labeling STEM. Oh my God. STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medicine. Initiatives focused on social justice issues. Used in this context, JEDI stands for Justice, Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. In recent years, this acronym has been employed by a growing number of prominent institutions and organizations, including National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine. At first glance, JEDI may simply appear to be an elegant way of explicitly build justice into more common formulas of DEI. Productivity shifting our ethical focus in the process. Productively, okay. JEDI has these important affordances. Oh my God, but also inherits another notable set of meanings. It shares a name with the superheroic protagonist of the science fiction Star Wars franchise, the Jedi. With the narrative world of Star Wars, to be a member of the Jedi is seemingly to be a paragon of goodness, a principal guardian of order and protector of the innocent. This set of pop cultural associations is one that some Jedi initiatives and advocates explicitly allude to. Oh my God. Whether intentionally or not, the labels we choose for our justice-oriented initiatives open them up to a broader universe of associations, branding them with meanings, and in the case of Jedi, binding them to consumer brands. Though its connections to Star Wars, the name Jedi can inadvertently associate our justice work with stories and stereotypes that are a galaxy far, far away from the values of justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. The question we must ask is whether the conversations started by these connections are ones that we want to have. Let's see. I'm just going to skip to here. The Jedi are inappropriate mascots for social justice. Although they're ostensibly heroes within the Star Wars universe, the Jedi are inappropriate symbols for justice work. They are a religious order of intergalactic police monks prone to white saviorism and toxic masculinity approaches to conflict resolution, violent duels with phallic lightsabers, gaslighting by the means of Jedi mind tricks, etc. The Jedi are also an exclusionary cult membership to which is partly predicated on the possession of heightened psychic and physical abilities or force sensitivity. Strikingly, force-wielding talents are narratively explained in Star Wars, not merely in spiritual terms, but in ableist and eugenic ones. These supernatural powers are naturalized as biological, hereditary attributes. So it is the force, that force potential is framed as a dynastic property of noble bloodlines. For example, the Skywalker dynasty. And force disparities are rendered innate physical properties measurable via midichlorian counts, not unlike a force genetic test. The augmentable via humanoid engineering. The heroic Jedi are thus emblems for a host of dangerous reactionary values and assumptions. Sending the message that justice work is akin to cosplay is bad enough. Dressing up our initiatives in symbolic garb of the Jedi is worse.
I get it. I get it. They're saying it's a bad. I think people should stop using that Jedi term to describe social justice. What do you think, Alan, based on that?
Like you say, I mean, yeah, oh man, because they were trying to be cute early on.
They're trying to, but also they are just. We're going to get to the Acolyte. It's our next topic. It's they've so destroyed it with this show. I don't know why you'd want to use it for anything.
Mm-hmm. And then, some would claim that was the point. This show is basically taking the Jedi down, and
yes.
And it's this misguided. Hey, if we associate our cause with these consumer brands, as they call it, you're just running into trouble. But to me, it's this idea that common sense is what we've always talked about. The common sense, if we just ran our lives based on just pure common sense, life would be so much easier. But we've complicated things. We're bringing in identity politics, diversity, equity, inclusion. We're just muddling down these things where common sense no longer feels common. In fact, common sense feels, you might as well throw MAGA in front of common sense.
Right. Well, I don't think common sense is left or right. I don't think it's Republican or Democrat. I don't think it's progressive, liberal, conservative. Common sense is just, Well,
it's principles that all of humanity shares, regardless of where you come from, who you are, the body you live in.
Exactly. And since we have lost all common sense, this is where the divide happens. This is where I very plainly say, hey, the show's not great. You pointed out that even Grace Randolph is checked out on Acolyte. I'll find your Twitter was on fire. Alan,
man. When you get on a roll, when I get on a roll, I get on a roll.
Oh my God, you are great.
I haven't blown up like this since episode 3.
Yeah, you were pissed. You were pissed. I found it. Wait, let me share that. I'll share it. Don't worry about it here.
Okay.
I was like, what did Alan think? Oh my God. You were amazing. Here you are. Someone just turned to the dark side. Grace Randolph, the Acolyte. Oh man, that was awful. A lot of people, because she has been a big defender of it.
She absolutely has been.
Yeah.
And we'll be open. You can check the videos, but we were on board with She-Hulk until we were not on board with She-Hulk. I think we fell into the Grace Randolph trap there, where we were looking for the good in it, and we found the good in it, embraced it, and then it just got to the point where we can't justify this anymore.
Well, the fact that Grace Randolph is out, that so more and more people are waking up. I think what's really sad is so many people coming after me, I'm like, I don't like this show. Shill more. Okay, by the way,
how does that work?
This whole thing that we're doing, I'm surprised I even have to say this. By the way, folks, the funeral is a joke. It's a joke. You are a stupid person if you take this seriously. This entire thing, the funeral, is a joke, not unlike Critics' Court, where we put Lucasfilm and Disney on trial for the death and the murder of the Star Wars franchise. It's a joke. Now, a joke is a way sometimes to make a serious point. And I feel like jokes and humor is a sign of intelligence. If you can understand layers of a joke, you have to keep many ideas in mind at once. So jokes require intelligence. I've never dealt with more stupid people than I have on Twitter about the Acolyte. May the force be with the soul of Film Threat. It is in fact dead. It's a joke, folks. It's a joke.
what I find interesting is, we are hating on a show, a television show, and then our critics hate on us. It's not the other way around. We're not jumping after the people who criticize us.
Yeah.
We're jumping after a damn television show, a stupid movie. And yet I don't, and I have to believe this. The people who are coming after us and the other YouTubers who are taking the show down, I don't think they've seen the Acolyte either.
Right. And also, I used to not do this. I'm blocking people. I don't care anymore. If you've got a little anime or cartoon logo and not a real name and like 100 or you have 20 followers or block. I don't need, you're a bot. You're not a real person. And you're not genuinely willing to engage in a debate. And that's the point of Critics Court, was to bring people together who don't agree. I invited some very prominent people who are Lucasfilm defenders. Let's talk. This is what nerds used to do. We would get together. We talk about things we love. We talk about things we did not like about things. We moved on. But this new crop of nerds doesn't understand it. They're not adults. They are children in adult-sized bodies, if not actual children. Let's talk about the Acolyte. And before we do, I want to get these comments, and we're going to review episode 7 of the Acolyte. We will start from the top, Alan. Here we go.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Well, almost the top. The Revenite for $4.99. If you had George's cell, what would you text him? You get one text.
Please come back. Please come back. You, Alan?
I mean, that would be the obvious one. I'm trying to think of a better one. It's like, get rid of Bob. How about that one? Just get rid of Bob.
From the top. Sorry, I was not there.
Okay, Akanika, member for 23 months. Agree with Mexican Iron Man. Membership is great.
We tried to do giveaways and things for members only and videos. When Alan and I go to Q&As, we film them and post them on the channel.
All right, from Big Marv. Should we do a San Diego Comic-Con for members?
Yeah, we'll do a member stream from Comic-Con.
Okay. Big Marv for $4.99. Is it possible to start Star Wars over from square one?
Shelve it for a decade.
Yeah.
It's the only way to bring back interest.
Yeah. From Matthew Hammond for $4.99. Would re-releasing the first 30 minutes of Horizon on YouTube convince people to go see it? It's incredibly violent, the first 30 minutes.
I was going to say the first 30 minutes is a lot of people get killed.
Yeah,
probably
like children.
Probably not going to do that. So
yeah. All right, from Cass again, member for 10 months. There has to be at least 2 Emu crew members. That would be the Australian story.
Yeah.
Southeastern Kaiju for 5. Thought you weren't going to discuss. Oh, never mind.
At least for one more week. One more week and we're done.
From Oliver Lavery Frog for £5. If Disney gets sued over unfair hiring practice, it will be known as The Last Jedi. Very good. Very good. Mexican Iron Man for $4.99. Guys, I hate to say it, but we were all busted for being racist. I know causes. I know because I saw Amanda on The View. Ha.
Yep, you're busted, Alan.
Yeah, there you go. Racist. All right, Fearless Wolf, £10. I'm the only one who thinks that people need to be more accurate with original Star Wars. It's a dumb, fun sci-fi with a classic story of good and evil. It's not asking for the meaning of life.
Right. And now we're getting into minutia and over-explaining spirituality, and it just gets more dumb when you do it. So I think
it doesn't address modern issues. That's the other problem.
Right. I think it's always best to leave anything like that mysterious. It makes it more interesting that way. All right. It's time to talk about The Acolyte episode 7. The power of one. The power of two. The power of many. The power of one. Power of one. The power of two. The power of many.
No other collection gives you the feeling of pure moods.
It gets better every time.
I know.
Alan, tell me the story for The Acolyte episode 7, and do me a favor.
Yes.
Explain it to me like I'm a 7-year-old, because that's the level of writing for a 7-year-old.
All right.
If you would.
Yeah. So, if you've been watching The Acolyte,
Can I ask one thing? One thing. Sorry, Alan. Can I ask one thing? When you get to the Master Soul stuff, can you do his voice?
I am so bad at Asian accents. We need Phil here to do that for me.
My
All right. So as you know, building up over the episodes, particularly episode 3, there's been a lot of questions we've been having, have been being asked. Like, what happened to Torben? What happened to the witches? How did they die? What happened to the fire? Why are we in this situation? Well, thank God for episode 7, because those questions are going to be answered in another flashback. We're back on Brendok. The Jedi away team, let's call them that. They're on the planet collecting plant samples, looking for metal trinkets like soda pop tops and small change. And then they come across this tree, and at the tree are a pair of twins who are bickering amongst themselves. Master Saul sees them and says, "There's something about these people, because this whole planet, the whole planet of Brendok, is a thriving, living planet. But there was a hyperdrive accident that destroyed almost all the planets. But here, the planet is thriving for what Master Saul describes as the virgins. This planet is back to life because of the virgins." And so he goes back and tells the Kanaka, Indira, and Torben what's going on. And for some reason, Torben, he's afraid. Don't know why, but he's afraid, and he wants to go home to his mommy. But they say, "No, you can't. We've got to go in." And so we see what happened in episode 3 from the Jedi's perspective. And let's just say those damn Jedi, they're meddling too much. And because of their meddling, Mother Indira, are we supposed to talk spoilers now? But
yeah.
Let's go.
Warning, spoilers.
Yeah. So basically, we find out the true motivations of the Jedi. Look, there's these 2 girls who are created from the virgins, and it's up to Saul and Indira to grab these girls and to study them. But they have the witches in the way. Hey, don't play the song. We're gonna get copyright struck, right?
Sorry.
We're gonna get copyright struck.
Sorry.
All right. So the virgins. So we go back and they get the girls. But in the process, Saul kills Indira with his lightsaber. And I'm sorry if you're hearing this for the first time, Chris, but the rest of the witches, they all get strokes and they die. And
keep going.
Yeah, and as you know, at the end of episode 3, there's a bridge that the 2 girls are on. Saul tries to save them, but can only save one, and he of course saves Osha. And now we have all our questions answered over the past 6 episodes. Thank God. I think
the only positive you could say, the Wookiee, Kanaka Wookiee, with brandishing the lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool for like 2 minutes.
Really? You thought that was cool? You thought that?
I wanted to see it, and I got to see it.
I'm just saying the battle in episode 4 was. I'm sorry, episode 5 was better than the battle between the Wookiees and the Jedi.
Yeah.
Where
do you start? We'll start with
tweets, but how is it that the show got progressively worse over time?
Worse, and this is worse than episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, we didn't need this episode. They basically repeated all the information we already knew from episode 3. there was about less than 10 minutes of info that was new or fresh.
Yeah. So look.
So this was and by the way, the important thing when he says to May, I need to tell you what's really happened.
Yeah,
What is that? You're a good judge. I
I
need
know.
to tell you what happened with the JEDI. Is that
That's pretty close. Yeah.
okay? So when the important thing is her reaction to hearing that information. If May is being given new info, the dramatic thing is for her reacting to the new info.
Mhm.
This is an entirely flashback episode. It was like, this is not good storytelling.
Yeah. No, let me expand on that
Please,
for a
please.
moment. So the end of episode 6, May is on the ship. She is bound down onto a stretcher, and Soul comes up and says, as you say, I have something I need to tell you.
No, you can do better than that.
I have something I need to tell you. And so he has this big secret he has to tell her. And that big secret is that he killed her mother, Mother Anastasia.
It was an accident, not intentional necessarily.
Okay.
He got his lightsaber out when she evaporated, and
Right.
It's a weird thing you haven't seen.
Who was standing mere feet from Saul when he killed Mother Anastasia?
That other mother.
No, it was May.
No,
May was mere feet of Saul when he killed her mother. Who was, when the mother fell to the ground, who is it who ran to the body of the mother? It was May.
May, right.
So let's talk about this. So at the end of episode 6, May is strapped down. Saul says, I have something I have to confess to you. But when he confesses it, she was there all the time and saw the whole thing.
Right.
So what is it that Saul has to tell May that she hadn't already seen?
Yeah, there isn't much new except I have a connection to the child. I have a connection. I need to take her. It reminds me of, I was telling Gary, it reminds me of that scene in the Blues Brothers with John Belushi is in the restaurant and said, how much for your children? How much for your children? The little kid, how much? It got to levels, am I wrong about this? It got to levels of creepy where like Soul feels a connection and wants to take the children from them. What it makes no sense.
Yeah. And again, what is the emotional impact of that? This is the problem. And you mentioned it on the Nooner today, but the character development in the show is miserable because we don't understand the motivations of people. We don't understand why Torben killed himself. I mean, that was it.
That was it.
That was it. What is May's motivation? What is she trying to get? What is Osha trying to get? What was, why did Torben want to go home? I don't understand that. Kalnaka, he's a Jedi who's big and strong. What was his motive? Why was he there on the planet other than to search for coins?
By the way, so many details are bad. We're only telling you about the big bad things.
Yeah.
So the Wookiee Jedi Kalnaka has a metal detector, which is technology from the 70s. Probably older than that, right? Probably
you could buy it off of a comic book.
You could buy it and go out and find loose change in fields after a concert and make $10. It was so ridiculous. You would think, aren't Jedi capable of feeling the Force? I found a quarter on the ground. Ridiculous. Anyway, so they're, in addition to all the big things that are bad, little minor details are just ridiculous. Yeah. Like Torben's, I just want to go home. It's been 7 weeks. I'm going to go back to Coruscant. This is a child.
Mm-hmm. And then answer this. What made Torben ultimately becomes a Jedi, and then he puts himself in stasis? How do you create a Jedi out of that character? How does Torben himself,
right?
He's a wimp. He's a kid, yet somehow becomes a Jedi Knight. The other thing is, this redefinition of the Force. Look, I'm not an expert. Other people are experts on the Force, but this is what I understood about Jedi, is that they were in control of their emotions, that they were in touch with their emotions. And the idea that 4 Jedi can hold a secret like this without anyone knowing about it, without their emotions betraying them, it just seems off canon in a way. These 4 could not have lasted in the Jedi Order as long as they have, having A, PTSD, and B, a dark secret they're holding. And yet somehow they do, and that's where we are today with this story.
Yeah, there are lapses in logic that are ridiculous. The 2 girls who play the twins, I'm sorry, they're kids. They are not well directed. And so much information was repeated. Like there wasn't anything fresh. Like we hear part of a line that we already heard and then more that we didn't hear. There was none of that. They repeated whole scenes again. Am I stupid?
No, they repeated the worst line. And okay. This is repeated in episode 7. Master Indara says to the queens, or to the witches, "You cannot deny that Jedi have the right to test potential Padawan, with your permission, of course." Yeah. So we have a right, but we won't exercise. We can't exercise that right unless we have your permission.
It just makes no sense because it's terrible storytelling, right? The whole point of this was you maybe show a flashback that's like 10 minutes. We didn't see these things. You maybe hear a part of a line we would remember from episode 3 for context. And then, the reaction of May is the payoff. There is, I don't even see now how you land this plane. This will not only have an unsatisfying ending, it's going to be a terrible ending to the whole show.
Well,
I don't think Keemer is going to die or whatever. It's going to be an unsatisfying ending, not a cliffhanger, but an unsatisfying ending to beg a season 2.
So here's my predictions of the third one.
The last one, the 8th one.
The last one. Sorry, the 8th one. I'm sorry. I'm just pulling it up here from what I wrote because, let me see. Keep talking. I'll get to it in a moment.
Yeah, it's just we will get to your comments soon, and then I have a special treat.
Okay, so here's the prediction of episode 8. My prediction: it's going to end with an epic twin lightsaber fight. We're going to see the whip saber used in some incredibly stupid way, and then finally they are going to make a connection to Star Wars, to Lucas Star Wars, that's going to piss off everybody, and I don't think we know how they're going to do it, but it will be epic.
Well, they've already alluded to this Vergence is similar to what Anakin's creation, right? So I don't see how you wrap it all up at the pace that they're doing the storytelling, which is very slow, little bits of plot every episode. There's very little that happens in a half-hour episode.
Yeah. Let's just say this. We will probably on Versus, we're going to speculate about this. And everything we say in our speculations will be 100 times better than what we will actually witness in episode 8.
Yeah, I agree with you, Alan. 100 times better. All right. So I didn't think new depths could be reached. Yeah. This is worse than episode 3. And if this is the future of Star Wars, I don't know who they're making it for. They're not gaining new fans. They're only losing older fans. And the older fans are only watching it to goof on it which is what we're doing now and what we're doing with our funeral. Again, a very solemn, serious event that no one should laugh at. They should take it very, very seriously, as one does take a YouTube funeral for a franchise that is dead. You should take it very, very, very seriously. Final thoughts, Alan, before we go to comments.
So of my Twitter rant that I went on yesterday, the one that got the most traction was this one. If I were a lesbian writer in Hollywood, I would get on X and let everyone know the quality of the Acolyte doesn't represent what the lesbians can do, and distance yourself from the show as fast and as far as you possibly can. This is the problem with DEI. It makes fools of those who have been granted the privilege of being in a position of showrunner, head writer, solely because of your identity. That's the saddest part, because of your identity and because you've been given a position that you know nothing about, you've just tainted the rest of the people out there who actually have talent, who are people of color, who are LGBT, and you've ruined it for them. Because now they'll just go back and hire white guys again. And shame on you for having done that.
Yeah. Well, I will talk about it next week. Please come to the funeral. And if you want to participate in the funeral, post your eulogy on social media with the hashtag Star Wars Funeral, and we will watch your eulogy on the live stream. Next week we will have Drinker. We're gonna have Gary from Neurotic. It's a lot of people you already know. That Star Wars girl, many people are coming on. So let's get to your comments here. Starting at the top, Alan. We're gonna read these, and then I have a treat. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna sing Twin Flame. I have Atomic Lori dug up the lyrics.
Okay. Hey, I just want to show you something.
Sure.
I hope to not trigger you with this, but I think it's worth it. Here we go. Sorry, Chris. Divert your eyes if you have to.
In the common room, the witches all collapse into.
All right, sorry. The massive stroke of the witches.
Oh God, it's so bad. They imply that Indara was responsible. It's ridiculous. So, all right, let's start with supers only from the top.
Okay, here we go. From Ash Bonry for $4.99. Chris, I took your recommendation and watched The Coffee Table. Hard to watch at times and very intense, but I could not look away. A must watch.
Thank you, Ash. Glad you enjoyed it. Strong recommend for that movie. It's on VOD. The Coffee Table. Alan loved it.
No.
Keep going here.
Bruce Leroy Jenkins for $2. Razzie for worst TV show, Nurse What or Wokalite?
It'll be a tie. Thanks, Bruce.
But I feel like the Razzies are kind of woke themselves. Okay, Stitch for a member for 10 months. Alan sounds Italian when trying to sound Asian.
Give him one more chance.
What am I going to say? Hold on.
Read it like Master Soul.
How much for the little girls?
Well, read the chat in Soul's voice.
Oh, you want me to read the chat?
Yeah.
Aaron sounds Atarian when he tries to sound Asian.
When trying to sound Asian. That was perfect. Oh my God. We're getting canceled.
I know. Fearless Wolf for £5. Bet you it ends like The Sopranos, or is that too clever for Headland?
Every ending or speculation I've heard from people discussing it is better than what we've been getting. It's unpredictably bad. Yeah. It's just
It should end with the Nub Nub song, but you're right. Oryx 221 for 10. This isn't about good and evil. It's about power and who's allowed to use it. How? What does this show have to do with the use of power? The Acolyte can't even tackle its own themes.
True.
By the way, here's the other inconsistency. So Indara's power of one defeated the witch's power of many.
That's right. Thank you, Orex221. From the top here, other comments.
All right. From Mark Little, I feel a great disturbance in the force as millions cried out and were suddenly silenced, moaned Obi-Wan as the metal detector falls from his numb hands.
Ridiculous.
Yes. And it's no longer a disturbance, it's virgins. All right, from Robman0908. This shit is even more bizarre when you realize that Saul is telling May, the one who is witnessing this mess, what happened. He's not telling her anything she hadn't witnessed before. Yeah, I think I brought that point up. Also, did you know Saul's English accent is failing quickly?
It's getting worse.
Worse over time.
He's getting harder to understand. I watched the show with closed captions.
Yeah. It's really hard to listen. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they probably rewrote his lines at the last moment.
Right.
And still, because you can't learn that kind of English in 6 months. From Amanda Nowicki, a freaking metal detector to find the Force?
Exactly.
Yep. Southeastern Kaiju, space lesbian witches stroking out. Chris, do you feel seen in Star Wars?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Bill S. Preston, Esquire. How much for the little girls? Brock Samsonite, they're going to have to willow this.
After it's over, yeah.
Indiana Jake, Dementors in Star Wars? Reese Mack, cancel the Asian guy for doing an Asian accent. Yeah.
Oh, Super Chat just came in.
Yes. Gunslinger 177 for $4.99. I love that Alan is I love that Chris Gore is coaching Alan on how to sound Asian.
Wait, okay, well, here, I can sound Asian better than Alan. There's a problem.
Well, let's be real. I can sound more American better than
better than I can sound Asian. What am I doing? Thanks, right. Gunslinger.
All right. Bruce Leroy Jenkins. Alan, your Italian accent. A craw, not a craw.
Oh my God.
Rob Adamson 1. I hope it ends with a lot of scissoring to the Nub Nub song. There you go. Please. What happened?
God.
Suns and Shadows. Wesley Snipe had a better Asian accent in Demolition Man. I'm not claiming I have a good Asian accent. I readily admit it's bad. And not bad in the good way. Charles, Saul was looking for virgins. I keep saying that. He hoped he found them. And then finally, RM VFX. Alan is a secret Asian man.
He is.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I have a treat. At the end of episode 7, the thing that caught people's eye was a song, Twin Flame. And it ran over the credits. It was a weird sort of hip hop rap chat thing, Twin Flame. It was very uncharacteristic of Star Wars, which mostly is a symphony score. We have found. Wait, that's not what I meant.
Don't play the music. You're going to get copyright struck.
No, we're not going to play the music. I'm using that as a graphic.
I'm just.
We found the lyrics, Alan. The link is in the private chat. If you would bring it up.
I don't see the link.
Okay, wait. We are going to sing this badly, but we're going to go like you do a paragraph, I do a paragraph. We'll do the chorus together. I found it. We'll put the link in the description. These are the lyrics for Twin Flame from Victoria Monet, producers Michael Abels and DeMille. Here are the lyrics.
It's actually called The Power of Two, by the way.
The Power of Two, the song, The Power of Two by Victoria Monet. Here are the lyrics. Okay. We will sing it. Are you ready to sing it, Alan?
Yeah, sure.
And I'm just going to pop this up for a graphic.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have it?
Yes, I have it. It's right.
Okay. Let's start. You start with the intro.
Okay. Actually, you do the hum and I'll do the other one.
Okay.
Da da dun dun da dun dun da dum dun da dun da 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 dum da da dun da 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 dum.
Here we go. Parts of me will die with you, and I think it's going to be the good parts. Don't want to feel it all. Thick skin, big scars. While I was tethered to you, Alan, get in here. While I was tethered to you,
you cut it to the truth.
And so we one and the same. So all
my pain is your pain.
You thought your soul was a necklace
that you could wear and take off, that you could rip and break off, that you could trade in the dark.
But you're mine, twin flame.
Sing it, Alan. When you call your name.
And you feel the same when they say you're to blame, twin flame.
I feel the shame when they call me by your name. Why work with myself if it's a losing game?
Twin flame.
Da da dum da 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 da
twin flame.
Da 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 dum.
Thought I had a life with you. No, the power of two.
The power of two.
But tell me, what was your heart when you were destiny
apart?
Well, I was tethered to you. You cut straight to the truth. And we so one and the same. So all my pain is your pain. We lost 1,000 viewers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You thought your soul was a necklace that you could wear and take off.
That you rip and break off. That you trade in the
dark. But you're mine. Twin flame.
I feel the shame when they call me by your name.
Twin flame.
And you feel the shame when they say you're to blame.
Twin flame.
I feel the shame when they call me by your name.
Why work with myself? It's a losing game. I can't. Stop. Stop. I can't take it. This is awful. My God. Awful. So this was the over credits song. Oh my God.
So this is how the writer's room goes at the Acolyte. So this happens, yes, and then this happens, yes, and then the lightsabers, yes, and the witches, yes, and then we're gonna write this song. That's gonna be the anthem of the Acolyte, the power of two, yes.
All right, I gotta make. I'll be off camera for just a sec. Okay. Start with the chats. I'll be right back.
All right, let's do this. From the chats, super chat number 1, Jeffro Maddox for 2. That sing is fire on mute. There you go. Southeastern Kaiju, the power of two, scissors. Suns and Shadows, Glenn, clip this. Oh, you know it's gonna get clipped. Southeastern Kaiju, Alan Ng, improv master. Tumbleweed, this is better than the show. Heinlein, I hear dogs howling and I don't have a dog. There you go. Ken Bogus, member for 23 months. Wow, you've been here for a very long time. Al Cool J. Bill S. Preston says, this right here is why I hate poetry slams. R. Gentum says, are we throwing tomatoes? What is happening? Hertz Donut, Chris and Al are the twin flamers. Yes. Jean Hu for 742. Take comfort that somewhere in the multiverse, Marcia Lucas never left and Star Wars continued to be fantastic. Yes. How do we get there? That's the question. From Rumble, caveat ties for $1. Thanks for everyone watching on Rumble. I know it's been trouble getting there. Twin flames in the membrane. And then let's see. And then lastly, Albert, not a retro for 2 Canadians. It was your idea, Chris. That's right. That was Chris's idea.
I should have played music underneath. Why didn't I play me? Should we re-sing it?
No.
Let's do a vote in the chat if we should re-sing it.
No, because Theory got copyright struck for playing that.
No,
music.
no, not the music, just some music, like this. We could just twin flame.
Well, I was tethered to you. You cut it straight to the truth. And so we know.
No, from the top.
Okay. I'm not gonna. Okay.
Come on, wait. Sorry, hang on a sec.
Okay.
I gotta set this up.
Yeah, Frank Dominguez says this is.
What?
I was gonna say, Frank Dominguez says this is what it's like when angels sing.
Come on, Alan. Come
Here we
on.
go. Ready?
Come on. Let's hit it.
Here we go.
Jump in, Alan.
Parts of me will die with you, and I think it's gonna be the good parts. Don't want to feel at all. Thick skin, big scars. While I was tethered to you, you cut it straight to the truth, and we were so the same, and so all my pain is your pain. You thought your soul was a necklace that you could wear and take off, that you could rip and break off, that you could trade in the dark, but you're mine. Twin flame. It's a shame when they call me by your name, and when you feel the same, when it's okay. I know my dyslexia is dead to me right now. And when you feel the same, when they say you're to blame, twin flame. I feel the shame when they call me your name. Why work with myself if it's a losing game? Do we really think so? This. Even I'm having. You're gonna give me a stroke here. Let's go.
All right.
Let's do this.
That's all. We have wait. Back to comments here from the top.
Yes, from Albert, not a retro for 2 Canadian. It was your idea, Chris. Yeah, we got to that one. Bat Dan 92. You guys need singing lessons. Oh, sometimes it's the music that is the problem. Frank, let's see. I got Frank Dominguez already. Let's go down to the super chat. Southeastern Kaiju for 2. Oh no, not again. From Dark Hero Fan for 2. Better than Stenberg's rap. Torque it, fellas. From Rumble, Texas Outlaw Michael Sands. This must be what it sounds like when doves cry. Action Figure Academy, Wu-Ang Clan.
Yeah. Wu-Ang Clan.
Rachel Moliere. This is. Hold on. This is so great. Yes. Vicky Encore.
All right.
Cool Board 9. Alan should beatbox.
You asked for it.
I don't even know if I'm even synced up. I feel like
I want a twin flame.
And Bruce Leroy Jenkins for 2 says Alan and Ryan Kendall should have a rap battle.
Alan can act. What's weird is there are people who can sing very well in my family. I am not one of them.
I know.
Alan, go for it.
Your dad
go for it, Alan.
Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. I feel the shame when they call me your name, and you feel the same when you're the blame. Twin flame. I feel the shame when they call me your name. Why work with myself if it's a losing game?
Twin flame.
Twin flame.
Twin flame.
Okay, no one wants. We're seriously losing.
Are we losing people now? All right. It's bad. It's bad. My point in doing this is it's terrible. It's not like, I mean, I remember as a kid listening to the score of Star Wars so many times. You can hum parts of the score of Star Wars. Everyone knows it. This is a bad AI song. It's terrible. And that's when I finally said, everyone involved in this should be embarrassed.
Mhm.
Embarrassed. Seriously. It's awful. It's just god awful. And I hope there's not a season 3. Acolyte should be done on any sober-minded, intelligent person working at Lucasfilm should look at this and say, hey, we had a misstep with this. We entrusted this to people that aren't talented. We need to be better about who we bring in to work on these properties. It's seriously, if I worked at Lucasfilm, by the way, Knee Pain used to work there. He could probably say, he didn't love everything he worked on, but it wasn't at the levels it is now. It's just bad. And this Twin Flames song is a huge part of it.
Well, I would say it's a huge part, but it's money they spent thinking it's. I'll go to one of my tweets. How do you get a job at Disney? It's this belief that your shit doesn't stink. If you go to Disney and just say, "Hey, I've got this great idea and I believe in it passionately," it appears they'll let you do it. And
right.
And if anyone dares criticize it, well, my shit don't stink. It's your problem. And the thing that I kept thinking about through this whole thing is how did this script get past the first level of approval?
Right. It feels like a first draft.
Mm-hmm.
This show is a first draft. There's, here's some interesting ideas. Where does it go?
Mm-hmm.
Where does it go?
Well,
and and who are the people? Here's what's even weirder. There was a writer's room. It's not like one person wrote this.
Yeah, but the writer's room, what's clear is that this is a very affirming writer's room.
Right.
That, again, your shit don't stink. And so whenever a idea is thrown out, it's just applauded. Yes. Very brave. Yes. And, we talk about it a lot with this DEI stuff, but I mean, Leslie Headland wrote this. She was told, make it a Leslie Headland story. So how did it get past the first level of approvals? Well, it got passed because it was like, oh, you're so brave, you're so beautiful, your representation. And so no notes. And it just went on like that. It's just people confirming, no one willing to challenge an idea saying that maybe we could come up with a stronger alternative or a stronger direction to go. Maybe the show needs to be about something. Maybe with the witches, we've gone too far, and then it's like, if you're going to spend 180 million on this show, well, how many viewers did it get? And then divide that by how much you spent. It sounds like, they're spending maybe $100,000 per viewer. Does that seem wise?
By the way, a whole bunch of super chats came in, so let's start from the top with supers only.
Yes.
And we have a special guest joining us shortly. Okay. It is the director of The Inheritance, Alejandro Brugas.
Hey, let me read the super chat from Rumble that's in the
please. Yeah, sorry.
So from Caveat Ties over on Rumble for $1, Ryan would Ryan would tear him up like a wet paper bag. I don't doubt that. I saw Ryan in action in Vegas. So.
Let's read from the top.
Magnum Norse for 10. The Acolyte is worth less than a bundle from my Grundle, $12. That's Pyrene Dream. This flows like a beaver dam. This flows like a beaver dam. I'll read that right. MK Solid, it's crisscross.
By the way, MK, I have a message for MK Solid. We are looking for someone good at using AI to make some videos for the funeral. DM me on Twitter. It's me. We need a few videos for the funeral. DM me if you know how to use AI and create songs.
Yep.
Reach out to me. MK Solid, if you can do that.
Yeah.
Good
And who
job.
knows, you might get a MacBook Pro out of it. From Eric Stratton for 18 months. Holly and Chris have voices for silent movies.
That's accurate. Thanks, Eric.
From Willie the Monkey King's music for $1.99. Hey, Willie. Here's $2 to never rap again. We'll take it. American Dreamer, Alan Twin Flame Rabbit from 8 Mile.
Oh my God.
That's right. I rap like a white guy. There you go. MK Solid, do I get any royalties for this meme, Chris? Again, you might get that MacBook Pro. So
yeah, I'll get a batch of those in.
From Steph Wilson for 5. Yeah, DM him about that. Steph Wilson for 5. I saw Amandla on The View, and it made me realize that I'm the problem. My expectations are too high for the DEI and nepotism of modern entertainment. And then finally, the Hookman 777 is a new member. Welcome aboard. Join us on Discord.
Exactly. All right. We have a guest showing up, but Alan has a review.
Yes, I don't have a poster.
We'll get to it's all good, man. It's
Yeah.
all good. So join us on Friday for our Film Threat livecast. We're reviewing a lot of movies. And then Monday versus Acolyte. And then a very special late night Hollywood on the Rocks right after the Acolyte. We're doing a live stream to review episode 8 of the Acolyte. And then on Wednesday, July 17th, we are doing the Star Wars funeral.
I expect longer, and I expect bigger. Longer, bigger. Long, bigger. Bigger. Longer, bigger.
How dare you, Alan? Hey, tell me about Presumed Innocent.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if I again, these damn posters. Okay, let's talk about Presumed Innocent. Based on the novel, I believe, and also kind of a remake from the Harrison Ford, Greta Scacchi movie from very long ago. Presumed Innocent is a series on Apple Plus, and it is written and created by David E. Kelly. The basic story is that a assistant DA is murdered. Jake Gyllenhaal's character has worked with this DA. In fact, was having an affair with this DA, and he hides it for a little bit, the affair, but it soon gets out, and he is charged with the murder of this DA. And it becomes a political play as well, as the old DA now defends him, and the new DA is the one trying to put him away for life. I'll just say, if you've seen the original Presumed Innocent with Harrison Ford, that one is a lot more sexier than this one, and I would suggest going over there. What I guess the benefit for this Presumed Innocent is the fact that it is written by David E. Kelly, and it's a television series, so there's several episodes. We're about halfway through it right now. We're just beginning the trial. That's where the show is at right now. And the reason I wanted to talk about this, and the reason I wanted to bring it up, is it's weird, but it's kind of woke, but not woke. Let me hit the
How so?
Yeah, let me hit the non-woke part for a moment. But one message that is being stressed throughout this series, and stressed a lot, is the idea that when you go to court and when you're being tried for a crime, the facts matter. The facts are the facts. And the facts matter. You go into court, you have the jury, and you present the facts, and you present it in a way that you hope to convince people that either the defendant did it or the defendant didn't do it. And that one notion of due process is hammered throughout this entire series, which I found amazing, because we live in a time where It doesn't seem like the facts and evidence are relevant anymore. But this series really leans into it. Where it's woke, though, is the fact that the women in this movie, in this show, are good, and the men in this show are idiots and morons or bad. And in the original Presumed Innocent, the Greta Scacchi character, she was an ambitious district attorney who was laser focused on her career to the point that she used people to advance her career. She would sleep around, she would do all of that stuff to advance her career. In this one, no, that the district attorney defends children. That's why we love her. She is strained for upholding the law and prosecuting the bad guys. That's her MO. And so she's a good person. While again, every man in this movie is corrupted somehow. And then I'll lastly say that look, this is classic David E. Kelley. I really do like David E. Kelley. All his television shows. The advantage that he has with Apple TV is he gets to swear in his shows now. But what I found interesting was I believe it's the 4th episode, Jake Gyllenhaal's character is married to Ruth Negga, and they have 2 children. And during one point where it seemed like the son may have been a suspect, the wife, Ruth Negga character, says, you forget that your son is black. And the reason, hold on, it gets worse. The reason I point this out is because when you go episode by episode by episode, every episode is written by David E. Kelley, except that episode. He needed a co-writer to help him write that line. And I should have researched it before I talked about it, but I found it interesting that episode, the one that really brings out race into the show, that's the one he needed a co-writer for.
Well,
so I'll say this
that alone.
What was that?
Based on that alone, it sounds bad.
Yeah, the movie is so much better. The movie has so much more drama. Yeah. The stakes, and I'll say this: if you saw the movie or you read the original book, you know who did it. And this movie, the reason it's stretched out over how many 8 episodes maybe, is that we just need to dive into each character more. But it's really not doing it in a way that says you need to see this versus the movie. The stuff they add are just accentuations to each of the characters. You could have gotten rid of that and still had the original movie. Plus, you would have some really hot sex in it. So if you like Jake Gyllenhaal, if you like David E. Kelley, I'm going to finish this out because I do like both of them. But the movie is so much better than this one. And the movie is clearly not woke. So...
right. I'm just like taking these older properties and updating them. Not always a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that the women in the show have no flaws and that they're the more virtuous ones just tells me that this show is not about portraying humanity as real. Because as good as the idea of movies and television shows like this is that no matter how good we are, we still have our own personal demons. We have our weaknesses, and to give it half the cast no weaknesses says that you have a very weak and bland show on your hands.
Well, I'll say this: I have Apple TV Plus does have a few good things on it. I watched Silo. Ultimately, starts off amazing, terrible ending. They couldn't stick the landing. I have subscribed to streaming services just to watch one thing and discovered other things. Shudder, I subscribe to Shudder, Full Moon, Troma to watch one thing. I'll subscribe for a month or two, and Shudder is cheap. It's like $5.
Yeah.
So, but I this is not going to get me to subscribe to Apple TV Plus based on what you just said.
Yeah. No, again, you have the original, which is better. And I'll say the only thing I do subscribe to Apple TV, obviously. I think the morning show, honestly, is the one that I like.
I like that.
It came out during the rise of the Me Too movement, and I thought it was going to be this Me Too mess, and it really is actually much more nuanced than that.
It's more balanced, but only the first season.
Yeah,
it goes off
exactly.
the rails in the second season. It's no good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll take a pass on this, but.
Oh, by the way, Time Bandits is coming to Apple TV.
I just saw the trailer. It's terrible.
Oh, my
it looks awful. No midgets or no little people. And Lisa Kudrow, she has no gravitas. She's annoying in that role. I watched
that
the
character.
trailer.
She had a whole TV series based on that character, and now they're inserting it into Time Bandits.
God awful.
And the other thing, also, the reason I like Time Bandits, quite frankly, is because at that time I really liked Terry Gilliam and the vision he brings to television movies. This is Taika Waititi's impression of Terry Gilliam, and
it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad. Like the trailer is ratioed all over the place. Time Bandits. I haven't seen it. I've only seen the trailer. If that's what the show is, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
So, do you recommend Presumed Innocent?
Like I said, if you're a David E. Kelly fan, you might like this one, but no.
Yeah.
Plus, do you notice all the movie preview, the mystery movies are all Apple TV movies?
Right. Tetris was very good. I did subscribe that month and I watched Tetris.
Yeah.
Let's
and
go.
Then we'll be talking about Fly Me to the Moon, I believe, is also Apple TV.
Well, we're gonna talk about it on on Friday. All right, let's go to chat comments.
All right, from sorry, let me get to this. From Magnum Norse for 10. Alan raps like Michael J. Fox.
No better than that.
Matthew Hammond for 2. Tetris is on Apple TV. I still need to see that one. Let's see, where you want to go next?
Start from the top.
All right. From Brock Sampson. Are you playing music behind me?
Go ahead, Alan.
Okay, here we go. Brock Samsonite. So it's a traditional Patsy story.
Patsy
story. Yeah. Mark Clement. Alan equals poster boy or pastor boy.
Alan is responsible for all the posters.
Yes. By the way, the A on StreamYard, the lowercase a and O look exactly the same.
So alone, Pastor Bay.
Pastor Bay, right?
Yes, I had to eat popcorn.
Okay.
I had to eat popcorn.
Brock Samsonite is eating popcorn as well. Dark Hierophant. I liked the first episode. I thought it was okay. If it falls into the me, man, stupid, woman, moral high ground, and smart, I will not continue. Sick of that shit. Yeah. That's where it's going. Matthew Hammond for 2. Tetris. Okay, we got that one. And then Albert Not a Retro for 10 Canadian. Let's be clear. It's when you're an accused man, fact doesn't matter. When it's something, when will someone do a movie on Casey Johnson's book about the Duke Lacrosse case called Until Proven Innocent?
Yeah,
that's
false accusations. That case, it turned out, and it's horrible. Those men's lives were ruined.
Yeah, but I'll defend Presumed Innocent. I mean, the one thing about David E. Kelly that you can say is he honors the law. And this movie is about. I mean, even the prosecutors in this one, it says that you saw the news, you know the guy did it, but you need to pay attention to the facts. And he really goes out of his way to say, just focus on the facts presented in this case to whether you decide whether he's innocent or guilty. And that's the one upside of this series, is that they're dealing with the facts and the facts alone.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right. We have a special guest joining us, and they're late. They are currently late.
Okay,
so there you go.
Let's see if I had any other.
We do have another news story we could do.
Let me see. I know I put that on weeks ago, so I'm not. We could talk about it, but
No,
it's
go
not
ahead.
in my mind. Okay, I'll bring it up. Give me a second. All right.
What is it?
I believe it's the. We'll see how this goes, but it's a survey about independent filmmakers' state of the industry.
Yes.
All right. The survey was conducted by the Independent Filmmakers Guild of America, and let me see.
No, don't worry. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. So this is one where I wish I knew what this was about before we talked about it.
It's a survey of indie filmmakers asking them, are you making money? How are you surviving? Did you sell your movie? If so, where? If so, how much did you make? It's unfortunately a very depressing survey, because this is I've got right here
Okay.
a whole bunch of I'll forward this email to you, Alan, because I want you to react to it. It's shocking. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
So I just sent you the recap. There's a lot of info. This is if you are considering being an indie filmmaker, you should look at the results of this survey. I'll give you some of the facts. I just sent it to you.
Where did you send it to me? Because I'm not.
Your email address.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm.
63% of independent films have a budget of $15,000 or less. 6% of independent films make a profit after 3 years of distribution. 9% of indie films have a budget of greater than $250,000. Participants in the survey averaged 10.5 years in the industry with 11 film credits. 62% have a daily budget of $5,000 or less. 80% of movies crowdfunded raised $15,000 or less. 1% of crowdfunded movies raised more than $75,000. 34% of people who bought crowdfunding perks are not satisfied with the result. And 42% of indie films are self-distributed through sites like YouTube and Vimeo and FilmHub. There you go.
I don't know if you can see that.
Did you find the email?
Yeah, this is your email here. So I'm trying not to expose.
Yeah, your email. But we will put a link to the description. Here's the deal. If you are considering being an indie filmmaker, you might want to weigh these stats accordingly. It's very grim. And what I think you should do is really go into it with the reality in front of you, right? If you could read some of the other stuff at the top, Alan, about the survey.
All right, so the survey was divided into multiple sections, emphasizing a participant's experience and perception of the industry, production practices on independent film sets, experiences in crowdfunding and financing, budget, box office, and project-based success, marketing and film festival experiences, and independent film distribution. All that's in the article.
Right. So, we will put the link to it. This is why I wanted to cover this. It's really what this really shows is a very grim look at the industry. If you're not at the highest level, you're not going to make a lot of money. And if your intention is to make indie film your primary source of income, you might want to reconsider. We'll scroll down to the stats.
Yeah, which one?
Lower. Just go lower.
Okay.
At the document you're looking at.
Yeah, let me sorry,
No, just scroll lower. Right, stop there. There's the money.
Okay, go.
So no, go ahead. You can read some of that. It's very
read it. Yeah, so you actually just read it, but 63%.
Yeah. So
You want me to do it?
You need to do, yeah, go ahead, read a couple of those.
Okay. 63% of independent films have a budget of $15,000 or less.
Stop there. That's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Making an indie film is within your reach. Making an indie film is possible. That's good. Where it gets
that's what your peers are spending.
right.
So you're not alone in this. 6% of independent films make a profit after 3 years of distribution, which means you got to hang in there.
Right.
You know, you make a movie, keep promoting it. 9% of the independent films have a budget greater than $250,000. So there's your high end right there. Participants average 10.5 years in the industry with 11 film credits. So, yeah, any kind of work you can find work. Be a part of it. 62% have a daily budget of $5,000 or less. Crowdfunding. 80% of movies crowdfunded raised $15,000 or less. So that's the kind of money you can look to raising through crowdfunding. 1% of crowdfunded movies raise more than $75,000. 1%. 34% of people who bought 34% of people who bought crowdfunding perks are not satisfied with the result. And then 43% of indie films are self-distributed through sites like YouTube, Vimeo, and FilmHub.
Yeah, I'll just say you have to go into making an indie movie with your eyes wide open. That's why this survey is important. We will put the link in the description so you can look for yourself. And if you approach making an indie movie, because who has made indie movies that we know? Damien Leone with Terrifier 2. I just saw Damien at Monster Palooza. Terrifier 3 is coming out in October. He is making bank. That was a Terrifier 2 was a crowdfunded film made for $250,000 that made $11 million. Now, he's an outlier. Lower your expectations, but go into it with your eyes wide open if you are going to make an indie movie. Alan,
by the way, did he team up with the studio on 3, or is he still?
I don't know. We're going to interview him in October. He's coming on the show. You can ask him.
Yeah, okay.
And he's cool. We had a whole discussion like, did he make money? He said, I did good. The whole thing is now Terrifier, Art the Clown, is a character licensing action figures, shirts, toys. Smart.
Yeah. And I can tell you, the movie theaters ate up that movie.
Yeah. You see a lot of indie movies. I know because I read Film Threat every day. Your thoughts when you look at this, the realities of making an indie movie.
Yeah, I mean, the conclusion I always come up with is what you say a lot is the cavalry's not coming. The studios are not going to give you money, and if they do, they're going to take control of your project. You've got to find a way. It seems more and more today that you've got to find a way to make the movie on your own budget, on your own terms, with your own resources. And once you make that movie, then you have something that you can sell to the studios if they want to distribute it. And that seems to be the way in nowadays. And it also is, again, the way in which you keep creative control of your movie. And so, I mean, again, Hollywood is not the dream. You've got to make your movie, and you've got to keep making movies. And the more movies you make, hopefully the more money you make to make the next movie, or the money you have on hand.
Well, there you go. That's reality. Okay, that's the reality. All right. Real quick, to Alejandro, we have to reschedule. Talk to your publicist. You have to reschedule. So we'll see you later. I'm sorry. You got to end the show.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I got a movie to go see, but a couple last things. Film Threat at San Diego Comic-Con. we are going to be there. And
Are you looking for the
join
image?
us. You can join Alan and I. Alan and I got matching bathing suits. There's a meetup on Wednesday. Thursday, we're doing a signing and a panel. Saturday, doing a signing and another panel. We will be at the Big Man Comics booth, 1705 in San Diego. So come and join us.
That's Gabe El Taib's booth.
That's right. And also the Star Wars funeral, it's coming. The Star Wars funeral is a week from today. We are going to be putting on a very, very serious event. It's here's a little tease of the event. It's with all the reverence we can muster of a fake funeral, with the reverence that the Queen just died, we will be doing this funeral. So join us Wednesday, July 17th. Alan and I will be here. We're going to be dressed like this. And you can record your eulogy. So what you have to do is put on social media hashtag star. I need a thing. I need like a thing about the funeral. Okay.
A thing.
Yeah. Join us.
Yeah. This is clearly why you're the wife in the relationship.
What's that?
I need a thing to put up. Don't know what the thing is.
I know what it is.
Yeah. Again, you're the wife in the relationship.
Cut this out, Glenn. Cut this out.
I have zero clue what you're looking for.
Go ahead, Alan. Read some comments.
Right, let's do this. All right. For Christopher Moonlight Productions, I have a full-time job and an investor in support of my indie film ambitions, because I know becoming a full-time indie filmmaker is like becoming a full-time rock star. I do it for the love and not the money.
Thank you, Christopher.
Yes. From Patrick Lemire, that's not a report, it's an autopsy. From Thomas Pickett for 2, we might have enough entertainment. Let's see. From Anonymous, I used to see indie films all the time in the 90s and early 2000s. I admit I haven't seen one in a while in a theater. Right now, I don't live close to any theaters. Yes. Let's see. Hemisphere the movie. Thanks for covering this important topic. You want me to save that?
So, real quick, my message to you is record your Star Wars funeral eulogy using the hashtag Star Wars funeral. You can upload it to YouTube or Twitter or Instagram. We will find it and we will play it during the show. Glenn, turn this into a YouTube short. So if you want to participate in the funeral of the millennia, record your Star Wars funeral eulogy using the hashtag Star Wars funeral. We are going to show it during the funeral.
Okay. That's a clean ending right there.
There you go.
All right. We do have some super chats.
All right. Let's go to those and we'll end the show.
All right. From Aaron Charman for £5. I would love to see YouTube Fellowship. I'd love to see the YouTube Fellowship making an indie movie with their combined talents and like-minded vision. It could be something truly amazing. I believe some of us are making movies, just not the two of us. Or you are, actually. Thomas Pickett for 2. We might have enough entertainment. We got that one from Hemisphere the Movie. Thanks for covering the important topic. Indie filmmaking is possible. The salvation of the industry, even if it's only 2 to 5% breakthrough. You are working directly with the audience, and you have access to the same marketing tools big studios use.
Yes, and that's going to change in the next couple of years.
Yeah. Matthew Hammond for $4.99. Is the issue with indies that the distribution method of theater and physical media were moved from them? Filmmakers are not pivoting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Hookman 777 for 2. Saul is a weirdly creepy creeper. Is a weirdly creeper on OSHA. He's an asshole.
Wait, read that again, but read it in an accent.
Saul is a weirdly creeper. Oh my god. Saul is a weirdly creeper on OSHA. He is an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, no one's gonna be satisfied with my Asian accent. Magnum Norse for 10. Chris Gore is a national treasure and alcoholic.
Well, I will say this. I oddly on social media, I amplify my drinking. I really don't drink nearly as much as one would think. I try to make myself look cool on social media, but I always fail miserably. I'm very kind of boring, actually.
Again, if anyone has the video of that third Q&A from the attack.
Well, that was different. That was for sure. Yeah. So, all right. That's going to wrap it up for us today. Thank you to our mods, Lord Thoth, Grid Iron Masters, and Mexican Iron Man. Also, Atomic Lori and Glenn Brown working behind the scenes, making us look good. We appreciate them. Alan, and so, yeah, we've got a lot. Join us Friday for our live stream. We have a lot of films to review. Alan, anything else? I'm going to see Close Encounters tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do that tonight as well. And then, Saturday I'll be at the National Comedy Theater. Saturday night at 7:30.
Nice,
but not during Comic-Con. Sorry.
And when did you go woke, Alan? You look very.
Well, that was that was when my shill days. When
in your shill days.
Yeah, when Disney was.
Yeah, but you've definitely changed.
This is why no one hires me for Asian roles, because I don't look Asian enough.
Yeah, this is from MK Solid. Shout out to him. Appreciate it. All right, we'll be back on Friday. And we're with a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Get ready for it. So, okay, Alan, take us out.
Let's get out of here.